be deflections defensively, because he talked about they're going to run a lot of double teams and a lot of movement, some help D using it when it benefits them, as we've seen Bryant Randleman as an off-ball defender a lot already. Perez, pump fake on the three.
Well, High Point's not a big steals team, but there are other ways you can trade.
The junior. And a rejection underneath. Kareem Reed, the freshman, swats it away from Caden Sanchez. Back to the Bulldogs. Perez draws the double team and dumps it 5 minutes into the contest. Coleman, quick trigger on the three, and it rattles out. Johnson with a presence down there, making Sanchez unable to reel in the board. Here's Perez, drew that double team again. This time Eric Coleman on the help, and a trap. High Point around the perimeter. Jamal Wright for three, a little long. And the board down to the running Bulldogs, quickly ahead. Jose Perez swallowed up underneath the basket, but a good follow there. Dufio. That's Wright's second make from deep, and that's an element of his game that has really come on strong, particularly here in Big South Conference play. Nice move by Jose.
It's going to be a really good player for High Point.
A lot of raw ability and athleticism. As again, Nate Johnson for three.
Yeah, didn't quite pick up the dime, but he gets the hockey assist there.
Turner trying to answer on the other side. Out to Perez. Shoves the three up, and an offensive board.
It's been a duel between Johnson and John Michael Wright so far here. 20 points already for John Michael Wright on 9 shots.
South champions, the Gardner-Webb running Bulldogs. Darren Vaught, Brian Geisinger welcoming you back into the Miller Center. Jose Perez with some penetration out to Nate Johnson, who hit 5 threes for the running Bulldogs in the first half. He gives it back to Perez. One-on-one against Rob Peterson. The help D from Caden Sanchez. Enough to alter the shot, though it's tipped away. He's an all Big South Conference selection. Now he gets it on the block against Peterson. Is swallowed up from Bryant Randleman to Caden Sanchez with a three of his own, and it bangs off. Johnson the rebound.
You could tell he didn't feel confident about that one. Followed the shot a little too quickly there.
Perez, a jab step, drives against Coleman, has it swatted away. Rob Peterson for the sensational freshman. There's Perez on the attempt in the lane, and the follow no good either.
Knife in. Could have been a layup or a dunk there for Azunabor if he had rolled a little sooner.
Perez back in with 3 personal fouls and puts up the floater short, but fouled in the ball. Hesitates with 4 on the shot clock. And a long rebound pulled in. Perez fouled by RP3.
Career high for the freshman.
Makes it a High Point lead by 10.
Two-three zone for the Panthers.
Johnson, nice look underneath, and Perez able to lay it in.
It's a really
Webb. So Perez in the corner. Out to Johnson, couple of hands in his face, but nothing but net on the make. 15 on the shot clock.
Yeah, not much good action coming out of the timeout, unfortunately. Wright forced to take a really tough shot as the clock expired.
Jaheim Cornwall running the offense for Gardner-Webb, and they'll go to Jose Perez. Johnson a step and a drive. Perez, Cornwall. Contested by Peterson, drills it from about 17 feet. This Panthers team, especially now that they've won 2 of their last 3 in those purple uniforms on the road. Nice basket there by Kareem Reed, catching. Gets it back successfully, though Perez has to scramble for it. And the first possession of overtime goes to Gardner-Webb. Jaheim Cornwall. Bounce to Perez. A little hook in the lane, falls short. As after receiving the outlet. Cross into the lane. Cornwall, Perez for three. Rips the bottom of the net, and there's Jose Perez. Too long on the three-point shot attempt, and it goes back to the Bulldogs. Gardner-Webb by three. Perez now given a high screen, and they're going to let him cook. And another carrying violation. Looked to me like the defender. That could matter if they find a way to extend this game. And Jamal Wright forced to commit the personal foul there.
His first, team first.
Well, Anders Nolly really undoubtedly the best player on this Virginia Tech team so far to start the season. A couple of big performances for the Hokies and big moments against Clemson and Michigan State.
Yeah, Anders Nolly, really a talented guy, one of those great freshmen in the ACC. We'll talk about that later in the broadcast.
Perez in and out from three. Team Aline coming off of a 22-point performance. This is the bunny, and it's pulled down by Turner.
You could see Aline just grow with confidence over the last few games.
Perez
Later is from the Queens, New York.
Horn for three. Too hard. And Gardner-Webb and Tim Kraft really stressing New York as really a recruiting hub to bring to Boiling Springs, North Carolina.
Yeah, and they've signed another young man who's from Georgia but was born in Manhattan. So they've got 4 of the 5 boroughs taken care of.
The Boiling Springs and Manhattan are absolutely the same. Perez played a good amount last year in Virginia Tech's 3rd straight trip to the NCAA tournament.
Leading returning score.
There's Perez on a high drive. Terry. Perez.
Good ball movement side to side.
Matched up on Wilkins. Can't hit the hook shot. New part of his game in his junior season. We didn't see him shoot that many threes in the first 2 years he was in Blacksburg, but does it a good amount now.
He really stretches the defense because he's almost always going to be guarded by a bigger guy. Taking him away from the basket's a big deal for the Virginia Tech offense.
Cornwall steps back. Perez lets it fly.
Halfway across the country, here to Blacksburg, Virginia. And guys, when we talk to Mike Young about Tyrese Radford, you can just hear it in his voice how much he enjoys coaching a guy like Tyrese Radford.
Well, thanks, Evan. Yeah, Mac and I, we were talking earlier about this, and Tyrese Radford might be the best competitor on this Virginia Tech team.
He competes in every situation, rebounding, defense.
Young looking on, Virginia Tech up by 7. And by Wabisa Beatty, who starts out on the bench in the final 3 minutes of play in the first half. Perez with a long 2.
Good hands, good effort. 20 on the shot clock.
Johnson on the bench thought that ball hit off of Cornwall, but it looked like he just whipped it. Perez leads the Jamison. Bulldogs holding for the final shot of the half. Now Perez. Wilkins on him. Spins. Misses the shot as the break. Jose Perez with just 3 points himself. Preseason Big South Player of the Year. Perez. An air
Up the smaller Turner.
flings it out to Aline from 15. In and out. Radford couldn't get the rebound off the glass and into the hands of Perez. Perez from the top of the arc. Down.
Long arms.
Lob into P.J. Horn, picked away. Back to Jose Perez. A stutter step to the glass.
Overs coming into tonight.
Wow. Radford, could this be his first 3? Just a bit off the mark. Jose Perez spins and misses.
Starting the second half on a 17-3 run.
Yeah, how about that, Mac? They were up by 10. It was 34-24. Jose Perez trying to post up on Couture. Dufial, the big man, shooting for 3.
Yeah, he can step out. We talked about his skill level before.
What a step by Reed, just couldn't finish.
He's going to be really good.
What we've seen out of the Hokies in the earlier 10 games of the season, Virginia Tech, and we've seen them do that at times in this game, but they really milk the clock down and start the idea of shooting right under 10 seconds left to go in the shot clock. But today they've been scoring quickly. Again, Wabisa Beatty. Off a dribble, gives to Nolly. Long 2.
I like the energy of Gardner-Webb coming out of that timeout. The shots haven't been falling. The lead has slipped away from them, or the game has slipped away in terms of the spread of the game, but they still play with great energy on the defensive end.
And that's the way that really showcases their potential when they start Big South Conference play coming up in the next couple of games this season.
And the bench reacts appropriately.
Not only his first 3 of the season, his first 3 of his career as a Virginia Tech Hokie. Perez. Turner running the point for Gardner-Webb, and it should be said that Gardner-Webb, without their guard, Nate Johnson, so that certainly is a pretty big injury, one of their more talented players that is out.
Winston-Salem, Mount Tabor. Like we said, leading returning scorer from last year.
Off of the bench and in double figures with 13. That's his second 3 of the ball game. Meanwhile,
versus the 53 they had or 63 they had the other night against Chattanooga.
How about this defense for Virginia Tech? Now, Gardner-Webb, some of the open looks haven't gone in, but they have held Gardner-Webb to 30% from the field.
-6, but they only had 7 turnovers. I think if the Owls can crash the boards, it'll be very beneficial for them. However, they are without Armani Harris tonight, who had 15 boards against FIU in the 81-84 loss to FIU here at home. Gardner-Webb wins the tip. Perez not going to get the first basket to go, and the Owls have their
trying to find his way.
Right.
But Hooker had a good game last game, so now he can rely on Hooker moving forward.
Second chance points for Spencer as he got his own rebound. Assist by Hooker, and I think assists could be big in this game too. That extra pass.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. 5-0 lead for Kennesaw State on their home floor on this Friday night NCAA basketball on ESPN Plus. Perez for 3.
And if you're the coach,
assistant coach under Tom Crean at Georgia, spent time at Texas A&M and College of Charleston. From the area, went to Wheeler High School. His brother, of course, played the NBA. There's a floater
because he can kill you in so many ways. So they're gonna have to definitely close out on him.
Kerbon looking for the 3 on the other wing, no good. 1-on-1. Thought maybe a travel there by Perez.
Turnover.
5 turnovers forced against Wofford and Gardner-Webb. They get one here as Perez slaps it away. Perez backing down Kerbon. Lockley closes in. Athletic move by Perez.
Ball in a high volume, so you're going to have to guard him every single possession.
Owls tie the game 7-7. Turner. Another 3 is launched. That's another one off the mark.
Time with him.
Obaniki in that corner. That one's going to fall short. Good run along the baseline there by Turner. Now Perez.
And this is a good matchup. As Lockley comes up with the get in the conference play, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Yeah, Liberty's got Vanderbilt tomorrow. They've already beaten Navy, ECU, a couple other big games. Perez. They're going to count it as a 3.
Flash, Hooker flashed to the hole, found himself with an easy layup, but you want to continue to move and move that zone a little bit, our defense.
Hit everything before it dropped, but it does drop indeed. And points for Hooker off. And Romick getting some good time. And making some things happen. Perez against Kerbon. 10 to shoot. Backing him down. Hooker closes. Doesn't matter. Perez steps right through.
Yeah. This is the same move that was performed in the first couple minutes of the game. But it's an effective move. Why stop it?
Turner uses the screen. Now goes back to Perez. Going right back at it, and they do it again. He's going to have to dish it out.
Yep.
And you're going to get a 3 in the key.
Kennesaw did a
Perez and one of the officials. DeFial's in the game. Perez goes right around Lockley and off the square and in. Hooker and setting him up nicely.
Kennesaw State, you're looking up at the scoreboard. It's 23-27. You're shooting 32 from the field. The other team, Gardner-Webb, shooting 58 at the time. You have room to come back. You have something to play off of right now.
They're going to get Perez, and then Kerbon. They're going to get Obaniki with the jam.
You want to let that breathe, but he's shooting 1 of 8 from the 3. Plays like that is what you needed. This is what the crowd wants to see. Why not continue to take it in the hole?
Good physical battle between Lockley and Perez. Gardner-Webb gets the offensive rebound, trying to get offensive point, second chance points. They can't.
For the coaches right now that you need to make for the Kennesaw State Owls.
Floater. No good. Offensive board by running Bulldogs. Now a long 3 by Perez. And another offensive board. That's where the Owls, I think, I've seen just need to be a more.
They're bringing tonight. Energy plays a major part in any game. You see Hooker, man, just up and under, but you can tell them that they're not giving up if you're the Owls. They're not giving up this year. And it's just going to go a long ways later on in the season, especially.
You feel like Hooker's got to be the linchpin, though, of course, to the Owls' offense. Making good decisions, good communication.
Mm-hmm. And even right now, playing great defense. It's not just about the offensive end. Hooker is.
Kerbon steps in and out.
Now it's about getting back and playing defense.
Yep, Gardner-Webb's got plenty of time. Perez, 3 to shoot. 3 ball. No good, and the Owls will take it.
When you come to the numbers are not deceiving in the score 39-31. What's the deceiving, though? Kennesaw is 0-8 this season.
Yeah, right.
I don't think Gardner-Webb expected this Kennesaw State team tonight.
Perez. Offensive
Kennesaw State team tonight.
Perez. Offensive rebound by DeFeo. Perez inside the paint, and you're going to get a whistle on Spencer. Tough call.
They don't have those anymore. They can bring out the DVD. They don't have those anymore either. But this is a game they can always revisit.
Hooker short on his shot. And Perez will bring it up. Trying to go over Romick, and that ball's going to be out of bounds, too.
Hunting for him tonight.
Obaniki on the stuffer. He's stuffing stockings early. I've been waiting to use that one. Kerbon rattles in and out. Loose ball. Here comes Perez and the running Bulldogs. Cornwall going to slow things down a bit. Jamison Jr. works around to Perez. Perez, I would say.
Seen that come and get out the way. Let's try it next time.
Then you turn the ball over right in front of your own head coach.
This is what you need. If you're a Gardner-Webb, this is exactly what you need. Turnover. You got the crowd into it now, and now you send Perez.
You've seen it affect the game, and the official who's not watching all of a sudden sees a body fly, and they blow the whistle.
You know, you have to stop it at some level. The NBA is wild with it, so you have to stop it at some level.
Perez is going to.
At the same time, this is about the officiating. Know who's on the call. And also, let's talk about Tyler Hooker. That's a long pass. You shouldn't make that long pass.
And teammates can help him out by.
Richard, freshman, hands off to Larson. Lob back to Jones, and it won't go. That one did a 360 around the iron before falling off, and here comes Gardner-Webb again with a 3-point lead.
Great look, but Messiah couldn't get it to go.
Jose Perez works on stump, turns back, that won't go. Battle for
And now, one on an offensive rebound, and then that one on a good strong post move, drawing fouls both times.
2-point game, Gardner-Webb on top. Turner finds Perez in front of the Wofford bench. He's working on Bigelow, backs him down, gets him up in the air. Nice offensive move by. About 6.5 minutes in, it's a 1-point ball game. Gardner-Webb leading Wofford here on the Wofford Terriers home floor. Turner hounded by Larson. Swings it around. Wide open. Perez 3 is long. 2 Terriers go for it. Kicks it out to Larson. Straight on 3. No. Terry has it. Now Turner. Gardner-Webb still clinging to that 1-point lead. Now it's 4.
Of settling it down and just kind of calming himself down, getting back under control, and a nice strong post move.
5-point Terrier lead. We're under 8 minutes to play. Perez Can't get stumped to go for the fake, and then he walked. Loses the dribble, and it's stolen away. Turner to Perez. Euro step in the lane, dropped it off, and now he gets it back in the corner in front of the Wofford bench. His three, no good. And we got an over-the-back call. That said, it was the quietest 18 points you'd ever seen him score against NC Central. Hoover doesn't do many things quietly.
That's very, very good point.
Working around the perimeter, Gardner-Webb, and a nice entry to Jamison.
It's an important last couple of minutes for Gardner-Webb.
This is a team that's not scared to go on the road. They've played some stout competition. Jamison has it down low. Plenty of time to shoot. They go cross-court to Johnson. Now Perez from the corner. That one won't rim out. Yes.
To them at the break, I'm sure, was we've got to play better on defense. And there you go with a steal.
Here comes Dufial. Larson reaches in, can't get it. Perez converts on the other end. Chases him through the lane. Hoover spots up for three. Long, good look for Nathan Hoover. Battle for the basketball. Coming away with it is Perez for Gardner-Webb. Johnson now gets around Murphy. Cross court, knocked away by Hollowell. Perez recovers. Still 20 to shoot. Don't need to hurry if you're Gardner-Webb, but Perez will take it right to the rack, leave it at bitch. Only shot 22% from three in the first half as Cornwall lines up one that won't go, but a nice putback by Perez. And they will run. Perez wide open. They lost Cornwall in transition, missed the wide open three. Battle for the basketball. Johnson runs it down. The Bulldogs get another possession. It's one of those 50-50 balls that coaches feel that their team should have, and Perez way off the mark. Another long rebound. This time Hoover has it for Wofford.
That was on.
Down for Storm Murphy. Battle for it. Chavez Goodwood is blocked by Reed. That's what Kareem Reed does. 16th block of the year. Still a 4-point game as Gardner-Webb tries to answer. Johnson picked up his dribble, got it to Jenkins. Now they're working around to Turner. Perez took a step, lost the ball. Run down in the corner by Richardson, saves it to Hollowell. Basketball after the foul. I think it gave that one to Nathan Hoover. So they've got a fresh 20. Perez straight on three, short. Messiah Jones has it. He's fouled. That'll go. He got caught in the corner. Skip past Hoover. Wide open three off the back of the iron. Jamison skied and tapped it to a teammate. Dufial, and here come the running Bulldogs. Back to Jamison. Wofford gets back nicely on transition defense. Now Perez, big height advantage over Murphy. He'll take him right to the rack. Bucket and the Storm Murphy.
Tell you what, that was well defended by Gardner-Webb for the entire shot clock. Storm Murphy just rose up and made a shot.
14 points for Murphy on the night. Wofford's lead up to 7. Perez. Oh, Murphy reached in.
Court pressure, but you're guarding everybody.
Trying to keep some time. Cornwall has to go the length of the floor. 4-point Wofford lead. He's got to get a shot up. Perez will do that. Three is off the mark. They'll work it around.